Hey everybody, welcome to another Monday review. Today we're checking out the Crye Precision AVS elastic front flap. I don't know if that's the actual official name, but that's what I'm calling it. It's a triple shingle flap, very reminiscent in concept of a Blue Force Gear 10-speed with some very notable differences, which I will talk about here in a moment. As you can see, I've got 3 magazines in here. These are all Airsoft magazines. I've got a 545 AK-74 standard Stenag, and I've got a PMag in here. It can take big old chonker 7.62 by 39 AK mags. I don't like to. Kind of stretches out a bit, a little funky, but it can do it. It will hold 3 5.45s though across the board with no issues. So I kind of like it if I'm going to go between platforms. I've run this on and off for a little over a year. I kind of skew towards my unobtainium a little more when it comes to a thin, close to body elastic flap. Mostly notably because with the unobtainium, I can add a flap to the front, and I did like unobtainium's Tigris front pieces here. That's the biggest reason why I kind of skew towards that versus this now that I messed with it. But this has some cool features and it's still a great front flap. It is completely hook based on the back. You have the 4 little gross grain ribbon 1-inch straps that you see on all AVS and JPC 2.0 and SPC front flaps. Now, most of the repros will run actual webbing back here. Crye stuff uses a gross grain ribbon. This is the stuff you usually see being made to use for edging on things, the gross grain. And that's what they use. They use a very thin, simple multicam gross grain back here. It is loop and hook. The whole backside, for the most part, is hook. And that's for integrating into your AVS or your JPC 2.0 SPC or reproduction thereof. You do have the small little piece of 1/2-inch webbing down here with the snap. That's also for the AVS front. As far as the actual flap itself, though, it is a pretty nice constructed flap. I do like the 3 cells of elastic. It is a 4-inch elastic solution dyed, very similar to a Blue Force Gear 10-speed, which I have a double right here. Notable differences: the Blue Force Gear is completely sealed off at the bottom, kind of channeling you into very specific size mags. And from best I could tell, it looks like the Crye is maybe 1/10 of an inch wider in its cell stitching comparatively. Whereas this can get a 5.45 mag in it. Doesn't really like to, mostly likes AR style magazines. Even PMags can be kind of a pain on occasion. Let's get this out of here. So you do have this Hypalon material right here, and there is a stiffener in there. I'm not sure what that is. It's probably Tigris, if I had to guess, but it's nice. And then the Hypalon kind of curls around, and then that is what ties off your 1/8 shock cord. You have a 1/2-inch bit of solution dyed webbing that has been sewn into a pole, and then you can adjust the tensile of your pulls back here by adjusting the 1/8, retying your knot, and you can get more up and down on your actual pulls themselves. Very easy to do. You have a grommet right here, and that's across all 3 slots, and that is exactly how you do your elastic. As far as the pouches themselves, they're pretty nice. Stitching's really good, like I would expect on a Crye product. Looks a nice double stitching here across the stress points, and then just some single stitching. You got some heavy stitching here at this point. I believe, I don't really remember what these are for. I had on another flap. I think it's for, if I remember correctly, it was for this cinching thing, a jigger for your AVS. I don't run a standard AVS harness anymore, so I can't really remember what I used those for. I like to use them to actually hook glove tie downs too. That's kind of what I use them for. The bottom of the actual cells is 1.5-inch webbing. It is solution dyed. It is 2-side solution dyed 1.5-inch, and then you have your Crye Precision little bit of gross grain black material here sewn. That's usually how you can tell a reproduction from a real one. Unfortunately, some of the newer repros that are out there, some of the repros out of Asia, are starting to either have something similar looking or actual Crye material or reproductions of it. So it's getting a little harder to tell. Another way you can tell usually is this green label back here, this one where it says Crye Precision and then AVS DF6. That's another quick tell. Overall, though, the body of the material is 500D Cordura. The front is single facing solution dyed 4-inch elastic with some Hypalon stiffeners on there to kind of give you a nice little robust low profile flap for your AVS, JPC 2.0 or SPC, and it gives you a nice look. So I do have a fake SPC right here. This is my kiddo's plate carrier to give you an idea what this would look like on a plate carrier. Now, with the 2.0 AVS or this, you have this section here. That's where you're going to be weaving your front flap through your 4 pieces. Normally on a JPC 2.0 or an AVS, there's kind of like almost like a kangaroo that opens up, and then you feed those through, marry them down, close that flap, and then it's a very nice just flap. With this guy here, I don't know if it's true with the SPC as well, but you just kind of weave them through and let them Velcro to here because there's nothing on the inside here. But this is kind of what it would look like. Nice, clean, simple front flap for your plate carrier. Lets you run 3 mags straight across your chest with very little bulk. It's very streamlined and kind of nice. Anyway, overall, I think it's a cool front flap. If you're looking for something very streamlined, close to the body, not very cumbersome, 3 magazines, and you run an AVS or JPC 2.0 or an SPC or one of their derivative repros, check one of these out. You might like it, or you might not. I don't know. If you like 10 speeds, I think you'll like this, just for the simple fact that it's even more versatile than a 10 speed. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Like I said, get out there, man. Play some Airsoft, LARP Smarter, not harder. Hope to see you on the field. Peace.